Hey YouTube, so I'm Natalie, hi. Nice to meet you. This is a follow-up to the video that I did that was a reaction to Lil Wayne endorsing Donald Trump. And I said in the video, which is called The Miseducation of Lil Wayne, that Lil Wayne's main primary focus in endorsing Donald Trump had nothing to do with the betterment of the general Black community, but about the Trump tax cuts and trying to secure that for himself. Well, 50 Cent came out and actually said that Donald Trump had offered him $1 million to appear at his inauguration. And if you remember, around the time of Trump's inauguration in 2016, or actually that took place in 2017, but following the 2016 election, you had people like Steve Harvey, Kanye West, Chrisette Michele, all kind of congealing around Donald Trump, where we never really saw these people being political in the past before. And my theory was, and the thing that I was telling people, was that Donald Trump was clearly paying these people. He was paying them to appear and support him. And I also shared with you guys in another video that Donald Trump had put together a list of Black celebrities that he wanted to have speak out on his behalf, saying how good he was doing in the response to the coronavirus pandemic. And one of the people that was open to it was Lil Wayne. But remember how they criticized Cardi B for her advocacy for Joe Biden, but Cardi B was actually on that list. They wanted to get Cardi B to speak out in favor of Donald Trump. So I thought that I would show you guys and kind of comment on what 50 Cent had to say about Donald Trump offering him $1 million in order to speak out and promote him, basically.
Now, particularly you guys, I feel more comfortable having this conversation with y'all because of what the show is. But it is now.
Oh, just so you guys know, 50 Cent is actually on the Breakfast Club. And 50 Cent had 2 weeks ago, before the election, maybe a week or so before the election, he came under fire because he shared a Instagram screenshot which said that he was going to vote for Trump because he didn't like Joe Biden's tax plan, which is going to tax people making over $400,000 a year at a higher progressive tax rate than people making less than $400,000 a year.
I come to y'all to talk about them offering me $1 million to go to Trump's inauguration, right? I passed them $1 million.
And they offered $1 million, and you said nah.
500,000, and it went up to $1 million while I was still confused with whether I should do it.
So initially they offered him $500,000 to appear, and then when he was still considering it, they raised it up to $1 million.
Right.
Why were you confused? Just because of the money?
Oh wait, he was needing it for the same reasons you see now. He participated with different artists and shit like that for the Black vote. Like he was looking at and I'm going like.
So 50 said that he was confused as to whether or not he should do it. And he said that the reason that Donald Trump wanted it was in order for him to get the Black vote. But 50 is not clear on why he was confused as to whether or not he should take the money and appear at the inauguration.
Nah, I ain't gonna put myself in that position because I don't know what I had to do to recover from it, right? Mm-hmm. To be honest with you.
So 50 said he's not sure what he would have had to do in order to recover from appearing at Trump's inauguration. He was aware that he would face some type of backlash, and it's clear that he would have, because him even posting that screenshot saying that he wants Trump's tax plan and not Biden's tax plan, and that he was going to vote for Donald Trump, he got a lot of backlash from that.
To be honest with you, and I'm looking going, nah, I'll pass. Cool. And you see later, when you see, I'm watching the news, CNBC, of course, CNBC, Biden's tax plan, and it's at 62%. I go, oh, yo, we missed that part. They never talked about that part in the debates.
So now 50 is kind of justifying why he said he would vote for Donald Trump. He did not ultimately vote for Donald Trump. But why he said that he would vote for Donald Trump is because when he saw Joe Biden's tax plan, which was saying 62%, then he wasn't going to, he didn't think that Joe Biden had been upfront about that because he hadn't discussed that at the debate. Well, this is really a symptom of 50 himself being, just himself, not anyone else, being a low information voter, because Joe Biden actually does provide his tax plan on his campaign website. So you can go on his campaign website and you can find his tax plan right there. There's no question about what his tax plan is. And in fact, it's not 62% on all of your income. It's just 62% above a certain amount, like on every dollar above a certain amount. So it's not like you make $400,000 and then you have to give up 62% of that. That's not what it is. And this obviously would not apply to most people, because most individuals do not make over $400,000 a year. But, you know, 50 Cent is very wealthy. And here's the thing about what 50 Cent had said, why I didn't like blast him and make a miseducation of 50 Cent video like separately. I knew that 50 was suffering from being a low information voter, that he hadn't actually read any of Biden's policy. He was just going off of what he had seen on TV. But also, at least he was being honest. Because, you know, the other ones are trying to Ice Cube, Lil Wayne, Chrisette Michelle, you know, they're trying to talk about, oh, this is about unity, this is about love, or this is about trying to uplift the Black community and make sure that you know, there are financial opportunities coming to the Black community. But Donald Trump is not actually promising real financial opportunities to the Black community with his Platinum program. It was a terrible program. It was only one page. I went through the different bullet points with you guys, how it wasn't particularly allocating any money to the Black community, and how in my video called Pulpit Pimping, I showed you that one of the pastors that was supporting Donald Trump and trying to get Black people to vote for him, I think his name was Darrell Stewart, actually got in trouble because he was ahead of a foundation that it was money that was supposed to be going into opportunity programs and opportunity zones for Black businesses and Black people, but instead the money was going to Trump's wealthy friends. So he was being federally investigated for that. So it was because of this track record that we know that Donald Trump is not actually trying to help the Black community. 50 Cent never sold it to us as, oh, Donald's trying to help the Black community and so I'm promoting him. He said, these are my selfish reasons, right? And I always say people should vote in their own self-interest, right? Either you vote for the greater good or you vote for your own self-interest. And if he's voting for his own self-interest, then yeah, maybe he does want to go with Donald Trump. If you're voting for the greater good, then you want to go with Joe Biden. But the problem was people like Lil Wayne and Ice Cube trying to convince Black voters that they are voting in their own self-interest by voting for Donald Trump when they're not, right? They're voting against their self-interest and they're not voting for the greater good. So it's not a good vote for them, right? It's an okay vote, although I think an immoral vote. It's an okay vote for Lil Wayne and Ice Cube and 50 Cent because they might benefit by keeping more of their money. But the everyday person doesn't make as much money as what they make. And then the other policies that Donald Trump executed as president were harmful to Black communities, brown communities, poor communities, LGBTQ communities, working class people, really, really bad for the working class. So, you know, that's just kind of where we're at. Okay.
See, it's because COVID is such an issue that it overshadowed everything else in those plans. This is why the following day,
So what he's basically saying is that, and this is my understanding, my interpretation of what he's saying, is that COVID was such a dire situation that it was overshadowing the financial aspects of both of their tax plans, right? And so he was just sharing that he's going to vote for Donald Trump, even if he said, even if he's racist, even if he's a bad president, because I want to keep my money. That's completely selfish, right? Not a decision that I would make, but a decision that at least makes sense and is also lacks the immorality of trying to convince people to vote against their own interests by lying to them about the reason that you're voting for that person.
My Instagram post is on the cover, puts me on the cover of the newspaper.
Right.
Right? Because if it's not on topic, that's not going to happen. You're not going to put cover the newspaper. And people go, oh, well, why don't you say this? I get all these phone calls about it because I know you don't feel like that. Why you don't say this? And I'm like, why do you care to fix it? See, if you can't be used, you're useless. Just don't use me till I get a chance to use me or until I'm all used up. If they're deciding to take that post.
This part that he just said, I don't understand what he's trying to say there. I'm not going to be unfair to him, but I don't understand what he's trying to communicate. So that's why I'm not really saying anything because I don't know what he means by that. Let me know what you guys think he's trying to say there.
That post is to make it the cover of the newspaper. Okay.
So
it doesn't change my intentions on what I would actually do.
So Wayne definitely got a check then.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
So right there, Charlemagne the God asked 50 Cent if Wayne definitely got a check in order to stand next to Donald Trump and say that Donald Trump has great opportunity programs and the Platinum Plan, it's great for the black community. And he said, oh yeah, most definitely. Because this was his experience with Donald Trump. Of course he got paid.
easily, you got paid. He had the sweater and the picture.
So he said easily he got paid. He had the sweater on in his picture. When's the last time you saw Lil Wayne in a sweater and like a button-down shirt? Never, right? He always wears like hoodies and stuff like that. Like, it was so funny. But it's just like with Lil Pimp, you know, or Lil, this is what they call him, Lil Pimp, but it was Lil Pump, you know, Lil Pump coming to a Trump rally, wearing a red hat, and then endorsing Donald Trump. And then Lil Pump turned around and then did not vote for Donald Trump. So clearly Lil Pump got paid, right? And so it's like they were trying to sell to the black community. And not just, I say the black community, but not only the black community, they were also trying to sell Donald Trump to young urban youth. They were also trying to sell them to, you know, people that buy Yeezys, anyone that's into hip hop culture, not necessarily black. And if they weren't selling Donald Trump to them, then they were trying to sow doubt into whether or not they should vote for Joe Biden. Like, oh, maybe he's not as racist as they say. And at least sowing that doubt would suppress the black vote and the youth vote and keep those people from coming out and voting at all, which was like, you know, very nefarious. Okay, guys, so contrast that with Cardi B, who in this video will show you that she actually paid for her advocacy. She paid to go interview with Joe Biden. She paid to go interview with Bernie Sanders. They didn't pay her for her endorsement, and she worked on local elections to the effect of helping to influence, you know, who people voted for, and she was very upfront about that. So just contrast what she says here.
You know what I'm saying? I've been influencing, using my platform for y'all to vote, not just when Joe Biden was going against Trump. I've been informing y'all about y'all senators. I've been informing y'all about district, midterm elections, using my money, my own money to meet up with these candidates like Bernie, flying out, tired after shows. Yeah, that's me, bitch. Even when y'all was crying like, but you don't represent us. Yes, I do, bitch. I represent America, okay? And I wanted to change. And that's exactly what I did. And eat it up. I'm just that bitch. Eat it up with a spoon so I can get a mouthful.
Thankfully, the voter turnout was so high so as to overcome this, but it does look like about 12% of black men did vote for Donald Trump. And then we can't also discount the fact that there is lower voter turnout amongst black men than other minority demographic groups. So that's also very concerning. So, you know, there is definitely a vacuum here that I think that the Trump organization is trying to exploit, or was trying to exploit, even though they were unsuccessful in it this time around. I think they were successful the first time around. And that is using people that really don't have any understanding of what Trump's real policies are. They really don't have an understanding of what the tax plan even is. But they are looking for a check, and they're willing to say anything in exchange for some money. And they don't really care if that means that the people that are following them and listening to them and influenced by them will cast a vote that's against their own interests. And just as I was recording this and editing this, it broke that Lil Wayne has been charged with firearms possession. So Lil Wayne was charged with firearms possession, unfortunately. It's a federal charge. He was charged Tuesday in the Southern District of Miami with criminal possession of a firearm and ammunition as a prior felony offender. And his attorney doesn't even dispute that he was in possession of the gun, that only he didn't fire it, brandish it, or use it to threaten anyone. But simply because of his prior felony conviction, he is prohibited from having a firearm. And he has this felony conviction because of an October 2009 felony gun charge. As part of a deal with New York prosecutors, he pled guilty to something that stemmed from his arrest in 2007 to a .40 caliber pistol that was found on his tour bus. His attorney said that the gun belonged to someone else, but Lil Wayne accepted a plea agreement and was sentenced to a year in prison. He ended up serving 8 months before being released. I only mention this because Lil Wayne has really, really poor decision-making skills, impulse control with, all of America looking at him because he endorsed Donald Trump. This is what he chose to do. which was possess a gun when he is prohibited from possessing one. And he's just a part of Donald Trump's merry band of misfits who just cannot stay out of trouble with the law. That goes for his campaign advisor, his previous attorney, his current attorney, all having issues with the law. So Donald Trump is not a good decision maker when it comes to hiring people and paying people. But it certainly looks like Lil Wayne got paid by Donald Trump, because what else was his incentive? And I hope that maybe Donald Trump can help him to avoid these charges. Highly doubt it. I highly doubt that Donald Trump is going to help him to avoid being convicted of a second felony gun possession charge. What do you guys think? Do you think that Donald Trump is going to help him or abandon him like he's done all the other people who have helped him out and then ended up having criminal issues? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.